Hello and welcome back to the Ball Knowledge Podcast. As always, I am your host Usman and I'm joined again by Aslam and MK. How are we? This is still part of the football series. It's our champion. It's not our Champions League. It is this week in football. We're going through the Champions League and probably European League results, and we'll go through the Premier League games of the weekend and give our predictions and our preview to the matches. Are we ready, boys?
Yep. Always ready, mate.
All right, let's start off with the Tuesday fixtures Champions League. I'll list off all the results and then we can talk about the match we want to talk about. Starts off 2 5 o'clock games in the Champions League. Shakhtar drew 0-0 with Inter Milan.
Boring.
Ajax carried on their winning ways in the Champions League, beating Besiktas 2-0. A shock result, Real Madrid losing at home to Sheriff 2-1.
How does Madrid lose at home to Sheriff? What?
We will go over it in a bit. I'll finish off the Tuesday fixtures. Dortmund beat Sporting 1-0. Liverpool with a 5-1 romping of FC Porto away from home. Atletico Madrid leaving it late to beat AC Milan.
That was fraudulent.
PSG beating Manchester City 2-0 with Messi scoring his first goal for PSG, I believe, in 6 games. And Club Brugge beating RB Leipzig 2-1.
They're fraudulent. So we already know that Club Brugge will be in Europa League. And that group's so boring. See PSG, whoever tops it, who cares? And Leipzig bottom. Are we starting with PSG or we could go to Madrid?
Just whichever Tuesday one you're going to go to. We can start with PSG. Okay, let's go to Madrid. Brilliant. I'm so happy.
I'm gassed too.
What a result for Sheriff.
Sheriff, I mean, I just saw the ending. I turned on because Usman was like, "Oh, what a goal!" So I was like, "Oh, might as well turn on. What's going on?" And then it was a pretty banging goal. But then my dad was like, "Oh, it wasn't that good." What do you mean? And he was like, "Look here, it wasn't a volley because like it bounced high." And I was like, "It's still a wicked goal." And he's like, "Oh man, I could do that." He's give credit. I was like, "Class at the Bernabeu as well." They won no at their home, even if it was at home or not. But at the Bernabeu makes it even better. Like they're winning away. That's poor. I'm pretty sure did Sheriff win their first game?
Yeah, they beat.
They're top of the group.
Yeah,
I think they get to knockouts, and that happened. I think they should feel confident.
Got Inter twice now in Madrid. I did the maths. I believe if they beat Inter in the next 2 games, they need because they're on 6, Inter on 1 point because they drew with Shakhtar and lost to Real in the first game. So it's
wide open. We could see Real Madrid in Europa League, or we could see.
Milan, I think, might go down to the Europa League unless they completely shit themselves and Shakhtar get Europa League.
I mean, we've seen that before. That was like 2 years ago, but it should be enough for Inter should be the team I think goes through Madrid. That game is interesting, but I want to go to that Sheriff game. I didn't always watch that game because the United game was on, I think, at the same time.
That was a PSG game.
Yeah. I was on PSG City more. I didn't see that one, but Sheriff, it looked like they deserved it. Like the keeper bailed them out for a bit, but obviously it's gonna happen when you're away from home.
I have so much respect for the keeper. 10 saves. 10 saves. I think he was player of the week as well, which was thoroughly deserved, to be fair.
Well deserved. No other complaints. He definitely deserves it. 10 saves at the Bernabeu. Like what? And the only reason why they conceded was a penalty. Like what a performance.
Yeah. We'll go to Liverpool. Brilliant game. Glad to see Fabinho back on the score sheet.
I think we finally found a keeper worse than Adrian and Karius. Actually, not Adrian. Adrian's just the worst. But definitely Karius. Because, oh my word, for the second goal, fraudulent. Third goal, fraudulent. Fourth goal, fraudulent. Fifth goal, fraudulent.
He was so stupid on it. I don't know why he decided to go
You know the Firmino goal? It looked like the chance that the Benfica guy had against ter Stegen.
Yeah.
But ter Stegen's shit as well. So
very good performance. Good. What's it called? Momentum booster. Look, yeah, you say that, but the only time they ever get piped at home is by us.
Yeah,
Chelsea didn't pipe them, and they're supposedly the best team ever.
Yeah.
The Chelsea. Real Madrid, Juventus didn't do anything, and they have Ronaldo. I still remember that. Fraudulent.
I get you saying Porto tax, but these are the games we have to win now.
But you always smack at Porto. That's my problem. Like, you're always smacking up. As soon
as
but
if we did,
if you put United in that position, they wouldn't be smacking them. They'd be getting piped. Anyway, it's just a bit routine. It's just what we do to Porto, I guess, as you said. But I want to talk about that Milan Atletico Madrid game. Yeah, first of all, Milan should have won.
Yeah.
But second of all, that handball for the last, that was bullshit, because both players handballed it, and also the distance between them. It looked like the Atletico Madrid player handballed it before the AC Milan player handballed it.
That happened.
So how they make that a penalty is ridiculous.
I think what the decision that they made was apparently it looked like that the AC Milan player moved his hand towards the ball, even though he's moving in the same direction.
And his hands were right next to him.
Exactly.
What's he supposed,
he's not making himself bigger. His arm next to him, and he's moving forward.
And then in the last minute, why would you do that? Why would you make a decision that tight during the last minute of the game?
Yeah.
How was the ref? I'm like, this is a crucial game. It's not that deep. Let me leave the ref. Let's just leave it because it's barely. It wasn't obvious. If it's not obvious, don't make a decision, especially when the game's almost over. That was AC Milan got robbed dirty. Now
they did get robbed.
The team are going to go through.
I know the big game on Tuesday, because I even had friends who don't watch football messaging me about it. PSG 2-0 at home against Manchester City.
And as much as the scoreline reflects a very comfortable victory, City were actually really good. Like it's like a typical PSG performance. You could say arguably that Man City were the better side, and the stats show it. They had 18 shots and they had 55% possession, and they also had arguably the clearest chance of the whole game with that Bernardo Silva donkey moment. But I mean,
right in front of the goal.
They did what they always do. They actually showed some resilience, and they relied on their big boys to get them through, and they did. On one case, Gay scored one of them, and Messi does what Messi does.
I will say for the Messi goal, I don't know if it's just because Messi's that good, or just City sort of gave him too much respect, but it seemed like no one was going near him. Well, it was on the counter-attack, innit? But everyone was like was placed on the left-hand side of the pitch or the centre of the pitch, and Messi just had a whole space to himself to run through. And even when he did get through, it's not like anyone was coming towards him. It's sort of like they just let him do his thing.
I think it helped that Hakimi went boom. He bombed forward on the right side, and then Cancelo, instead of drawing towards Messi, drew towards Hakimi. Then that just took out two people. And
I also think it's just kind of what Messi normally does. And that people say, "Oh, he doesn't press, he doesn't like get back." But what he'll do is he's useful on the counter, so he'll find pockets of space where he's completely free, and it's easy for you to get him to carry the ball. And obviously, he had a large pocket of space, and Mbappe was good in the build-up, and Hakimi's run meant that the defense couldn't only be focused on Messi, and then Diaz is the one I'm going to pick out. It's Messi. You should be flooring the guy. What are you doing?
Although I probably would say that PSG, I mean, like Verratti for PSG was absolutely brilliant. He was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like Poch set up. He set up very well. Like it wasn't no.
Poch has got experience beating City as well.
Yeah.
With Tottenham, so he knows what to do.
Yeah, exactly. So he doesn't really like say, "Oh, let me just make sure I get most of the ball against City." You know, it's never gonna happen, especially when you have Herrera and Gueye in midfield. They're not really players that will keep the ball as long as the City ones do. So we knew that it wasn't going to be no PSG dominant obsession, but they all have the ball. And when they did have the ball, to try to find Mbappe and Neymar as quick as possible, and obviously Messi. And I thought also Nuno Mendes. I thought Mahrez barely done anything against him. And the whole side we saw Hakimi and Grealish. People thought Hakimi is only a wing back. That's not the case, man. He's a right back, and he can go both ways. £100 million player got locked up. But obviously, I'll probably say man of the match was
Me.
Who did they give it to? Gray. Yeah, he was my man in the match. But Verratti was close. I thought Verratti was amazing.
Before we move on to the Wednesday games, I do want to quickly get your feelings about Rio Ferdinand's comments of Messi putting Messi behind the wall and him saying it's disrespectful.
I don't really care.
It's not
I really just think it's a really dumb comment to make. I get he's considered one of the best players ever, but at the same time, he's playing for the team.
Yeah, he's
exactly. That's not if he didn't. If say what's it called? It was the other way around, and like Messi was going to do it, and then the other players were like, oh no. Then people would be like, oh look at Messi, he has an ego. Like PSG has an ego thing.
So it'll be probably away.
It doesn't. Look, yeah, he's getting his hands dirty. So what? Just move on, man.
And plus, Mara's free kick went over the bar, and also, it's disrespectful to say Ronaldo's up to 20 set pieces. You're too good for that. He's always then back post clearing headers up because you know why he can do it. Unless he's obviously the smallest player on the pitch, so you've got to tell him to lay down. And if obviously Mahrez hits a low, he hits him. So Messi's been whacked completely. I don't think a ball hitting him will do anything. So really find out, shut up, man. Give us some real analysis.
All right. The Wednesday games started off with Zenit beating Malmo 4-0, Atalanta winning 1-0 against Young Boys, Juve beating Chelsea and Turin with Chiesa's goal coming 11 seconds after the second half started.
They should have had more. They should have played Chelsea.
Salzburg beating Lille 2-1. Benfica beating Barcelona 3-0 at home. Wolfsburg and Sevilla drawing wrong with, I think, a controversial penalty. Man United leaving it late to beat Villarreal 2-1. Cristiano Ronaldo. And Bayern Munich 5-0 against Dynamo Kiev.
That was
I think we should start with Man United.
Oh, fuck. We was crap. But obviously, if only that's we was. You know, Villa got robbed, but they don't have one man, and his name's Ronaldo. He's just always there. Even he didn't have a good game at all. I think it was poor. But Ronaldo, when he keep on the pitch and you give him one more, he only had one chance in that game, and that was the goal. And that shows the team how bad the team was because we didn't create a single chance.
I mean, it's the same United that we've seen for the past 8 years, practically. Rely on De Gea to cover up all your defensive frailties and rely on your superstar to make superstar saves. There's no progression.
You could understand before, though, where we had that Tyler Blackett, Camrick. Remember these guys? Camrick, Walford, Jackson, Paddy McNair.
Yeah.
These guys were awful. But De Gea was saving them because they're rubbish defenders. They're in the Championship. I don't know where they are actually right now, but they're terrible.
You're lucky De Gea's gotten back into the form that you need him to be, though.
Yes.
Because I know the last season and a half-ish, we've heard that De Gea isn't good enough. De Gea should be saved.
Certain people are calling him bad.
Yeah. But now that De Gea is sort of coming back into that, okay, this is the De Gea that we called our player of the season 5 years in a row at United.
Exactly. And he came on. He's been amazing at the right time because the whole defense, apart from maybe Varane, has been awful. Amsak's not been good. Lindelof, when he's come in, he's not been great. White's not been great at all. Sure, he's been all right, but not great. And it's only been Varane that's been decent. But De Gea's just been everything really. He's done it. Even on the board, De Gea's just been very well. It's just a massive improvement from last season. And we needed him to become a clutch now because Ole's been the football we play under Ole is. You'll see it from Steve Bruce for Newcastle. It's awful. It's terrible. We can't transition. Can't keep the ball. Even our counter attacks don't look good. We can't even defend. What we rely on is Jesse Lingard to come on at random times, and hopefully Jesse Lingard can Ronaldo or maybe he can shoot. Or Greenwood, please save us from your shooting ability. Pogba's kind of playing left mid and centre midfield. We don't know what to do with Pogba. Bruno Fernandes, he's done all right, but I'm looking at the whole team. I'm thinking this is all individual brilliance. Teller's goal came out of nowhere. Bruno Fernandes chipped it in and said, Tellers, you smack it. And obviously, Ronaldo, it was a good goal, to be fair. And it's his first goal. So what a way to score his first, but it's just nothing. I'm not impressed at all. I was happy when Ronaldo scored the winner. Then an hour later, I was thinking that was one of the worst performances ever. Because if that was 1-1, we'd probably be hearing reports for Oli his job might be on the line or whatever. Because that was so bad. But guess who's there? When you sign Ronaldo, you sign a winner, and he's going to save you.
The ultimate moments player.
The ultimate inevitable moments when it matters, he's there, and he's one chance, one goal. But that's what I'm saying. I think it'll be Ronaldo that sees his job now. This time, last season was Bruno. The first season was Rashford. Now it's going to be Ronaldo, and we can't keep doing this.
What did you think of the comments that Greenwood got on his Twitter post?
Oh, that was weird. It's like Ronaldo FC fan, like the Ronaldo FC group. Like these men, they're very weird. Like they were just saying, "Oh, next time."
Oh, you didn't do anything.
Be careful, you won't be at the club anymore. It's like, yes, because you fans sitting in like Moldova, you clearly have an impact on what Man United want to do with Greenwood.
Exactly. I'm like, so what if he apparently the reason why they're saying this because when there's a picture of Ronaldo hugging
Greenwood, he looked pissed off.
Greenwood just making a straight face, but if you look at usually that's what his face anyways. He's barely smiling. The only time he smiles is when he scores, and even then sometimes he's angry when he scores. When he scored his Wolves, he was sort of, I don't know what he was doing, but he got happy.
If anything, I think you could argue that Greenwood's making a face because he knows it wasn't a good performance, and he expects more of himself and United.
Exactly. Like he came off. Well, I thought he created the early chance we created, the second chance we created for Cavani, but he crossed it in and Cavani just missed the header. But other than that, I mean, just the Ronaldo FC fans are so weird. Like, is it even though it's different, but is it even with Messi FCs too? Like it's just the Messi FC and Ronaldo FC fans are just so weird. They remind me of the, much I say that group, you know what group? BTS. They're as ill as them lot. They're very ill. Like whatever. I don't really care what Ronaldo FC say because Greenwood's the future of the club, and Ronaldo. I'm pretty sure Greenwood and Ronaldo get along very well, so they can hold that.
Let's move our thoughts to Turin, with Juve beating Chelsea 1-0.
Juventus should have hyped them. Like there were so many opportunities where like a better decision making, they would have scored 3 or 4 goals, or better finishing in general.
Yeah, Case was amazing, man. Even I didn't really watch the game because obviously I was watching United one. It's just more of a Case overall. I saw obviously the highlight video and also that video just sort of for Case versus Chelsea. Case was amazing. He clearly was man of the match. Chelsea, they look, I don't know, like Kai. I know what I saw on Twitter, the reaction on Twitter, and a lot of Chelsea fans were on Kai Havertz.
I mean, we were saying it last time that Havertz starts off the season quite slowly. But I think they're expecting him to like come boom straight off the gun, be ready to take the season by the throat.
Yeah, because he had a decent Euro. He wasn't bad in Euros. So I was thinking maybe this is now the coming of age of Kai Havertz, and Chelsea fans are thinking he hasn't created a chance for almost 4 games. I think he's created 1 chance so far this season. I mean, this is poor from a player that plays just off Lukaku or off striker. I don't. Yeah. It's like he's so when he plays bad, it's really bad because he's how he appears in games like lethargic and that. Even though that's not how he is, but he appears to be like with the way he walks around and runs, he doesn't really like he cares. But that's like him and Ozil are kind of similar. Obviously, Ozil's a different level, but they have the same mannerisms where
the partnership just doesn't seem to work because both of them want to create chances and score for themselves.
He's both.
As in, like Kai Havertz and Lukaku.
Is like
when
they're greats.
No, and then when they're together, like Lukaku's first thought will be, "I want to score." Same with Kai Havertz though, because they're both basically like. Let's be real, yeah. When you're scoring 20 goals a season, like Kai Havertz wasn't at Bayer Leverkusen, your first thought won't be, "I'm going to create." Especially if he's being used as almost a second striker. Yeah, you should be scoring, but
he's a Griezmann type player, isn't he not? So he's off a striker like how Griezmann Benzema will work very well in France. Would it not be like the same?
It was more like he did get a lot of assists. I'm not saying he didn't get a lot of assists, but I'm saying like it's like when you compare it to like the top, even Benzema, his first thought isn't going to be, "I'm going to pass it." It'll be, "I'm going to shoot." Whereas someone like Firmino, his on is always, "I'm going to pass," because he can't flip and shoot anyway, even if he did bag 2 against Porto. So that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. So you reckon Firmino and Lukaku, like a Firmino type player, and Lukaku would work more than Havertz?
And Lukaku's just been used incorrectly.
Okay, moving on. It's the Benfica Barcelona game. I think we should touch on that.
Yeah, I was watching that. Oh my word. Luke de Jong might be one of the worst football players I've seen in my life. Like the sole reason they bought him was to be an aerial threat, and he missed every chance he had in the air. He missed it. there's this one part where he missed an open goal. Do you know how dog shit you have to be to miss open goals twice? It's like the Barca players were trying to force the ball into him, and then they're defending. Ter Stegen is awful. I don't care. People overrate this guy. He's so rubbish.
Definitely.
Like the second goal was all his fault. He comes out for no reason. Like the guy's like on the edge of the 6-yard box. He's not even going in, and he randomly decides to come out. Then he parries the ball so lightly into the path of another player. He's a dope, man. And he ran 40 yards out of goal, and then he missed the ball. And he's lucky that the guy missed and he hit the post. He's awful. He's brain dead. And he's just like his manager. Koeman is awful.
I'm going to say right now, Koeman has to go. He has to go now. If Barcelona want to go through the group stages, they have to get rid of him right now.
Yeah. He's got the second least, most amount of losses in the group stages. And he's only played 8 games as a Barcelona manager. The guy's terrible.
Gosh, he has to go, man. He has to go. Like, but there's an international break coming so soon, so you got a week and a week and a half. Get rid of him. Because as soon as Barcelona get rid of him, the quicker they get rid of him, the more likely they'll be away from Europa League. Because right now, I'm thinking Barcelona going to Europa League. And
see, this is what people have been saying. Yeah, Messi papers over a bunch of crap. Yes. When Messi was there, they were still like there or thereabouts. Now that he's gone, oh my word, they are dog shit. They are terrible. They're one of the worst teams.
As soon as they got rid of Suarez, they replaced him with, well, I mean, nobody really. And then the goals went down, but Messi was still there. So he's like, he's still around Messi. And then now Messi's gone. You took out basically 60 goals combined with both of them, maybe 70. And then 20 or 30 assists together. I mean, this is...
And you replace it with Luke de Jong, who's a flop at Newcastle. Newcastle rejects. Oh my word.
And Memphis, okay, I'm not going to obviously get onto him, even though he's still right.
Memphis actually looked okay, I'm not going to lie, but he's on the left wing, and it's like...
He's suffering.
Sticking through the middle, take Luke de Jong, and just... I don't know what, like, hide him. Like,
Koeman only got him because he's Dutch. Koeman only got him because he's Dutch. You could have got, I don't know if you ever leave, but maybe like Inaki Williams on loan. I don't think he will ever leave.
No. Inaki Williams is definitely... I think he's played, like, something crazy, like 300 games in a row.
Oh, is it? Yeah, Barcelona killed that. They will find a way to kill that. So our apologies should point. But anyone like a decent striker on loan, Paco Alcacer.
Mate, they got Depay, they got Aguero, they had Griezmann. They just decided to sell Griezmann. Like, this was the time that I thought maybe Griezmann would be up front. Nope. They're dumb.
You could use an alternative to like where Messi had to play. Griezmann would play that role. But nope.
I have a question about Barcelona. Do you think now is the time where people sort of accept that the Barcelona that we're watching now isn't the Barcelona that we were supposed to see, and that teams do go through shit times, and it's time for Barcelona to redo what they've done in the past, instead of going out and trying to get all these players off the free agency market or whatever, instead of trying to bring all these old players in to try fixing and getting a manager who you think will bring the team back together. Instead of that, just get a manager that you know will build up the stars from the ground up and build Barcelona up again, because it's a rebuild job now. It's not bringing
you can't pay for you can't try and fix the cracks in the wall, because the wall's gone. There is no wall anymore.
Yeah,
they now need to invest in the youth and just firm a bunch of L's for a bunch of years.
Yeah. Like what Ism said, obviously it's better for them to rebuild from the bottom now, because I mean they're not signing anybody of caliber, like high quality caliber. The last good signing may have been Frankie de Jong, and obviously
they don't have the pull that Real Madrid do. Real Madrid are the only team where they can be going through the worst times, but people still want to play for Real Madrid because they're the biggest team in the world.
The British Club Awards, and they always get attracted for that.
They're built different.
They are, and Barcelona, I don't think they have that same attraction, especially now when Messi's gone. And they definitely don't have that same attraction they used to have. I don't know. So if your players linked to Barcelona, it's not the same as they used to when they linked like 10 years ago. But it is kind of like weird seeing Barcelona this bad, because I never really remembered Barcelona this bad before. Because it gets to the point where them in Europa League, I'm not surprised. We might be seeing West Ham versus Barcelona in Europa League.
Hey.
No, I think they'll still get Champions League.
Europa League. Come on, man.
Yeah. They might get third. How's that?
I think they still get Champions League because the Spanish league is shit.
Oh, that's a good point.
No, I meant as in Europa League, as in the third place. They
Oh, yeah, probably.
Oh, you think they can get third? That's the bottom.
Yeah.
They'll be top 4, surely. Maybe.
You'd hope.
Actually, are you sure about that? Real Madrid, Atletico, Sevilla, and then the 4th place could be Sevilla, Villarreal, maybe. Who knows?
Who knows? But Emery,
But then they haven't won a game in La Liga.
Villarreal dropped down to Europa League, win that again, and get into Champions League like that next season.
Yeah, that's typical them, really.
We'll touch on the Europa League and Conference League results, specifically just the British teams. The early kickoffs: Leicester losing away at Legia Warsaw. Rangers, I believe. Oh, Rangers Conference League. I'm touching Rangers afterwards. Celtic losing 4-0 at home to Bayer Leverkusen.
Yeah, they
West Ham winning 2-0 against Rapid Vienna, with the fans fighting each other. But good win for West Ham. We'll go to the Conference League and then we'll touch on the British teams. Tottenham
won 5-0. Right?
5-1.
They conceded, bro.
Yeah, there was a banging goal as well.
Against who?
Mura.
Who?
Mura was the team. Yeah.
They're playing ships. They're actually playing ships.
Slovenia. Anyway, and Rangers.
My word.
Rangers?
In the Conference League.
Conference League.
Rangers aren't in the Conference League.
Oh, I'm an idiot. I was completely skipped over Rangers was going for the Europa League one, but Rangers did lose 1-0 at home.
Yeah, they suck.
Stevie G's doing a bad job. But
yeah, don't even.
I've had to. I mean, I don't really see any of the games. All I know is Leicester losing is not a surprise to me anymore. Brendan Rodgers, I mean, I don't know what's going on there. But
no, this is part of my ongoing theory. Look,
not bad now.
Look, he normally starts too good, and then he bottles in the second half. So he's told all his players, we're going to lose all the games in the first half so that we can win in the second half. He's a genius.
The problem is, he's been
with that logic, he shouldn't have sacked him and brought in Klopp then.
No. He's not that good. He's not that good. He's like British genius. He's not global genius.
He's not the best British manager in the league. One Graham Potter. Hey.
Look, yeah, Brendan Rodgers is better than Potter.
Nah, Graham Potter for me. Brian are
British manager in the league. You do realise David Moyes is still there, right?
David Moyes, actually, David Moyes. I keep forgetting he's
Look, yeah, I'm sorry, but Brendan Rodgers is the best British or person from these ends, like a manager around.
The British Isles.
Yeah, exactly. Then I'll maybe go. I don't know, because Moyes has actually done a sick job, and he was class at Everton too. And I think Potter's early. Like Potter being 3 isn't a diss on Potter. It's just that
Moyes is great.
He hasn't got the career that the other two have.
Yeah.
But Potter could easily surpass them if he just continues at Brighton, and maybe he gets some. He has to be clever in his career choices. You can't make too big a jump.
Yeah.
You have to be like Brighton,
gradual.
Then to like, I don't know,
Wolves.
Yeah, Wolves would actually be decent because he can make Wolves. He can make Wolves actually. To be honest, Wolves' manager is pretty good, but we're saying them type of teams, isn't it? Because you can't just go. Because I think going from like meh job to like big job is too big.
Big job. It's just all right job really. Then low expectations, small kind of club. Just hopefully just.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Brighton's a meh job, but you don't want him to go into like, I don't know, an Arsenal where you have to fix everything in 2 years.
That would be a good move at all. But Tottenham,
I think Wolves is a good team for him, because I know the problem that we have now with Brighton is that he doesn't have the strikers up front to finish the chances that they create, because they create a lot of chances. So it's almost like Raul Jimenez up front. With him back on the score sheet would be brilliant.
Yeah,
and he could probably fix Adama Traore.
Yeah,
that's possible. That
Celtic look horrible this season. Horrible in the sense that we know how Celtic are supposed to look, but just I know regardless of the Bayer Leverkusen match, they even in the Scottish leagues they don't look good.
To be honest, I thought they were doing pretty all right because I saw that they piped someone, and I was like, oh, maybe Celtic are back. I don't really care.
I think they're 6th in the Scottish League, yeah.
Oh, they're shit.
So 6th for Scottish League's equivalent, to my opinion, to 18th.
They're relegated in the Premier.
So basically Norwich. So Celtic and Norwich. Get them out of my sight.
Last week they drew 1-1 with Dundee United.
Oh, that's it. That's what you call
like drawing 1-1 to
pinnacle
Carlisle
Scottish League football.
Conference League teams, Tottenham.
Worst competition of all time.
You expect them to win. Harry Kane with a hat-trick.
Yeah,
that's embarrassing.
You know what?
Harry Kane.
The Conference League makes Harry Kane look like a competent footballer.
First, he scored a hat-trick in basically every competition he's played in now, but can't score in the fucking Premier League against Arsenal.
Exactly, he's so useless.
I mean, this guy scored against FC Moron. I mean, gotta take this competition is not even. Carabao Cup is bigger competition than this. It's a fact. Winning the Carabao Cup means more than the Conference League. So
and winning the Carabao Cup means nothing as well.
Exactly. So imagine rather win nothing than go win Conference League. Winning nothing.
No, I mean, you have to realise that this is Tottenham. All I want is a Tottenham Roma final.
Yeah.
That will be fireworks with Mourinho playing Mourinho's dad.
But UEFA need to actually match fix where it gets to the point where Roma and Tottenham cannot face each other.
Yeah, no one wants to see Mura versus Roma.
I mean, to be fair, there's still going to be the teams that drop down from the Europa League, isn't it?
Yeah, but them teams are.
They're gonna have more crap.
Before we move on to the Premier League, Roma looked brilliant as well.
Yeah, but it's the Conference League. We're gonna bet them in the same bet.
They lost to Lazio, and then it looks like they're back to
exactly.
Shite.
Pedro was mocking Jose Mourinho, so shows how bad the Conference League is. Roma. To be fair, Roma are second, I think, but still.
Yeah. All right. Let's move on. Premier League fixtures for the weekend. It's a big weekend.
Man United.
Yeah, starting off. Man United Everton.
12:30 kickoff, man. Can't be asked for another 12:30 kickoff.
I thought they changed the rule.
Yeah,
so but you wouldn't play Wednesday 12:30
and then Saturday.
But Oli was complaining about that, saying that the rule didn't matter, then it doesn't, because we're paying back to 12:30 again.
I think maybe it's the travel thing. Like if you're traveling, then you won't do that. But because I think you played at home.
Old Trafford,
Wednesday,
I'll try back to back. Yeah.
That's weird though.
It's that deep.
It's a bit weird because recovery, like Everton had like a whole week, but I mean, no excuses because.
Yeah, you should be beating Everton, even though I love Rafa because he doesn't have a team. He still doesn't have Richarlison. He still doesn't have BCL. So he should be winning this.
Seamus Coleman, he's not there. Gomez is not there. And the guy has never played, but he's actually apparently good. Is Gabberman. Is that his name?
Oh, Gabberman. I think I know who you're talking about, yeah.
I mean, feel like signed it, but he got injured for like a year. Like him, all these plays out, and we go. I believe if I have to give a prediction right now, 1-0 Everton. I truly don't believe we'll win this game. I think right now, I'm very worried about. Rondon is going to find a way to. He's not going to score up. I think he's going to bundle something in, and then good save by De Gea, and then Gray just taps it in. Gray is scoring.
I hope so. He's in my fantasy team.
I don't hope so. This came out there. I don't want to lose, but it's you just know it's going to happen.
And so where you going?
United. I think this is the most 2-1 United fixture I can see. I think you're going to concede very early, and MK will come to us and he'll be like, "We're losing 100%. No way we win." And then
Ronaldo comes, he'll pull something out the bag.
Then he'll be like, "Inevitable."
But if we times I said that we lost
and repeat from this guy every week, it'll be we're losing and then they win and then
no. Because when I said we lost, we were losing. We lost the young boys. So and I was like, when it was like 1-0 to United. When I was sent, I was like, "Yep, we're losing this." We lost 2-1. And exactly, I think just this game's giving me the same feel because everyone expects Everton to be that Ole's bounce back game because last season when Ole was in trouble, Everton came in and we won 3-1 away. So I think that this time we're going to lose 1-0. We're going to have to concede them. That's a fact. We'll concede them. I don't know how we can concede, but we will concede. So that's what.
Go on, Edmund. What's your prediction?
I'm in 2-2.
He's always high scoring draws, man.
I don't. If I was gonna lean one way, I would have been Everton. Okay, I know Rafa knows how much I believe he said it himself or someone else said it. Rafa knows how much it means to Scousers to win in Manchester.
Yeah, exactly.
And he has won in Manchester.
And he will do it. I believe he'll do it again. But this is a prediction. What actually should happen is we should beat them comfortably 3 to 4-0 because they have half the squad missing. And half the squad missing is the actual the key players. So it's not the scrubs. It's the key players, the actual goal scorers. Cavalier and Richarlison, they're not being there. They have nothing to worry about. Now they've got a championship front three. Rondon, Iwobi, and Andre Gray. I mean, what's his name? Damari Gray. This is a championship front three. So we should smack them up 3 to 4-0. Great performance. That's what I expected from United tomorrow. But what it will be is we gotta struggle. They're gonna transition. McTominay's gonna struggle. He'll hide the ball again. Ramsey has to come back in the team, and first touch will be heavy. And Ronaldo still off service, and we're probably gonna rely on individual brilliance again. But it won't come in. Everton will cash it in 1-0.
Moving on. Okay, yeah, Chelsea, Southampton.
Yeah, this is a clear 2-1.
To who? What ground?
Actually, wait, no.
Bridge.
Yeah, I think this is 2-1 to Chelsea.
2-0
I was going to go brave and go with a draw for Southampton, but then I clocked Mason Mount will probably be back, so they get some creativity. And I mean, it's Southampton; they can't bloody score. But I think they'll score some stupid goal. I don't know. Rudiger heads it onto Kate Adams accidentally, who accidentally scores. But Lukaku will probably do something because he only bags against terrible teams.
Yeah, he's back again. So this is his back scoring against the.
So he's got 7 or 8 lower teams to go at. So he'll be back in the Golden Boot race, and then once he plays your Man Cities again, he'll go quiet. So it's fine.
It's just Lukaku's always like this, man. I don't know why, but Chelsea, they could come back. It's Southampton. I thought it was at Southampton ground, so it was at Chelsea. It's 2-0. Then Chelsea at Southampton scoring.
Just go 1-0 Chelsea. I thought I was scoring the first 20 minutes and just sit back the entire game.
Or they'll try and look like they'll score.
What I found interesting before was Jesus scored against Chelsea the weekend. Salah scored against them earlier. Scored a penalty against them. Chiesa scored against them, which in Italian means church. And now they're playing the Saints because they got rid of Moses and Abraham.
Saint Valentino is going to score. Valentino Livramento. So he's going to score. Imagine that Livramento goes back to his where the club got rid of him.
Yeah, then they definitely won't let him go to Southampton.
I mean, no, but it's a one-man move. Huh? He's actually a Southampton player. So
yeah, they parried Chelsea off on the contract and won it.
Yeah.
I don't blame him for not wanting it because he would have been third in the right back positioning or depth because it would have been Reece James and Azpilicueta and then him.
And he believed that he's obviously better now, and he's proven already. And the good thing is,
he probably wouldn't have started ahead of Chalobah at the start of the season either.
Yeah. Chalobah's also ahead of him, so he thought, what's this? So he left. And also, Chelsea have a buyback clause in 2023, which means if Man United are smart, someone's paying where they come in and cash in. Because we always speak about number 29 of United. If you know, you know. But yeah, back to Chelsea, 2-0, comfortable.
Yep, I'm going 1-0 Chelsea. We'll go to Turf Moor, Burnley at home to Norwich.
Oh, this is the battle of, you know what? Yeah, I'm going 2-0 Burnley. I think Burnley will be playing some tiki-taka football.
I mean, this could be hoopball.
Brilliant. Norwich are terrible. I'm abandoning my boys. They've been shit all season. They've disappointed me too much. 2-0 Burnley.
Well, 3-0 Burnley for me. Grant Hanley is getting cooked. Long ball galore. So I don't think he will handle it by himself. Chris Will will score 2 and then probably big nil. But 3-0. It's got to be. Norwich are terrible. Burnley lose this. Please relegate.
I going 1-0 Norwich.
You're an idiot.
I want it to happen.
If it's wishful thinking, it's wishful thinking. But I think this is the game where Norwich wake up.
Too much. I believed in them, and they might actually finish this season with 0 points.
No, I don't remember where their first point will come of the season. Who's going to give them their first 3 points for the season?
It's going to happen. It's going to happen now. Kabak, 88th minute header. Just you watch Black Post.
When Norwich were here before, who did they beat a team twice?
Man City. Oh no, twice.
I can't remember.
Twice I can't remember. I know they beat City. Did they beat Arsenal?
I feel like they beat Bournemouth twice.
No, it was a draw. I think that game.
Let's see.
Who did they beat? It must have been some terrible team twice. I can't remember.
Yeah, it was a terrible team. While Usman checks that, we'll move on to another two terrible teams. Wolves and Newcastle.
Oh my goodness me, that's a boring ass game. I don't know who the hell I'll go with for that game.
I'm going 1-0 Wolves.
I'm going for a 0-0.
Oh, come on, man. Surely Jimenez will score.
Nah, it's a boring game, this one. We're 0-0. But actually, no, it's going to be 0-0.
What do you think? Wolves and Newcastle.
Oh, Wolves are winning that.
See?
I'll go 2-0 Wolves.
I'm going for a stinky 0-0.
We've got the game of the 3 o'clocks here. Brighton, Arsenal.
Oh no, there's one more 3 o'clock game.
No, but this is the game. This is like the game that we're looking forward to, isn't it? You know, all the history. You know, like Mopai being a cheat.
Wait,
like,
we'll quickly go over the last 3 o'clock game though.
No, this is the big rivalry between Brighton and Arsenal. Do you not remember? Do you not remember Emery's last season when they were going for 4th and they drew to Brighton 1-1?
Yeah.
Or whatever, and then Basuma was laughing at them.
Yeah.
This is the new rivalry for Arsenal. I don't care that they won 3 on the bounce. Yeah. This is their level.
This is the real.
I'm just waiting for the moment. I'm waiting for the moment that they lose, because once they lose, their fans switch and it's beautiful to watch.
Yeah,
like, this team that we've been wanking off for so long, they're still terrible. Can't believe it. And they just lost Xhaka. So I think this is a clear 1-1.
You know, I don't know why Arsenal fans are thinking this is a good thing. This ain't a good thing. Even though Xhaka does have these stupid moments where he gets sent off, when he's on the ball, he progresses with the ball very well. And actually Spurs felt that because he kept passing the ball to Smith Rowe a lot. But now Xhaka's not there. If Xhaka was there, I'll go for Arsenal win. Because I think I'll be more confident, because Basuma in that midfield is a problem for any team, but especially when you have your probably second best midfielder out and Partey's by himself again. So that means Odegaard drops in. But I'll go for
come on, Potter fan.
2-0, 2-1 Arsenal.
Oh.
Yeah. Before I give my prediction, they didn't do the double over anyone, but they got 4 out of 6 points against Leicester.
That's it. That's what I was thinking of.
That's horrible for Leicester.
Man. That's all right, shit.
I am going Arsenal score early and keep possession of the game, but then stupid mistakes, 2-1 Brighton.
Yes, that's what we like to see.
Before you go on, remember I'm a big Graham Potter fan, but
you're also a big Arsenal fan, it seems.
No, I just like the little thing they're going on there, like little Tomiyasu guy. I think he's class.
You think they're getting top 4?
He's not little, but
shut up.
He's just a guy.
You think they're getting top 4? Shut up.
In our expense, not Liverpool's expense, in United's expense. You're terrible. I'm looking beyond Oli and beyond Ronaldo. I'm looking at performances. Ronaldo ain't saving us anymore. He's 36 years old, man.
Look here, you're just Juventus now, and they got top 4 as well, so don't worry.
But
you're Juventus with more talent.
Juventus, much better players. They look like Case, and that's it.
Yeah, exactly. You're Juventus with way more talent.
Yeah, but we have to say, oh yeah, we basically got Pirlo in charge with Oli. Even though Pirlo's won a cup, won a cup against Lazio or Napoli, whoever it was. Oli's not being Napoli in the final. I can promise you that. But anyway, back to Arsenal. The reason why I think they get top 4 because Arteta has got them organised. I mean, any organised team, they'll do the job.
I mean, they haven't exactly played inspiring opposition, have they? This is the first team where I'm like, hey, maybe they actually give them a job.
Wait, Tottenham are terrible, and anyone can be Tottenham for me. But
exactly.
Even what's the FC Moron, FC Moors? What they call it? They scored. If FC Moors or Moron could score, whatever they're called, if they could score, any team could beat Tottenham. How can you allow FC Moron to go to a ground and score? I'm gonna laugh.
On scoring, 2 teams that haven't really scored surprisingly this season, Leeds and Watford for the last 3 o'clock. See, I I didn't forget.
Well, that's a boring.
This is 100%.
Wait, Asla, what's the prediction for Brighton again?
1-1. I believe in my boys. By my boys, I mean anyone that plays Arsenal. I'm going 2-1 Leeds. I think they'll win this. I have to believe they'll win this.
Yeah,
you know?
I think Leeds will win.
They've been losing too much, and what?
2-0 Leeds. 2-0.
Good, no.
Oh, well, I thought you were the high scoring draws, man. Come on.
Cool, 9-9. If it's 9-9, I'll give someone my bank account details.
9-9. Much.
Early Sunday, there's 2 kickoffs. Oh, 3 kickoffs. There's 3 kickoffs at 2.
Yeah, let's start with Palace Leicester. That's actually interesting.
That's going to be interesting.
Because I think Palace will win that 2-1. Yeah.
I also think Palace will win it 2-1.
Actually, wait.
I don't know.
If Palace start Edward, yeah, and they don't start IU, I will go 3-1.
Is Harvey
Barnes starting, yeah, I'm actually going to go 1-1 because IU is terrible. I actually don't know what he offers. He can't cross. He barely can dribble. He can't shoot. He can't hold the ball up. Can barely link up play. He just looks confused and angry all the time, and it's just terrible.
I think it's because in the Roy Hodgson era, IU up front, obviously he didn't score as many as they hoped to, but he had the work rate where he would run and press quite a lot. But I don't see it now. It just seems like he's like deflated and doesn't want to play.
And that's why you have to fling in Elise. I think Elise would actually give a damn, and I think he would. He gets better balance on the right wing. He's actually left-footed as well, so he can drift in, and obviously he can link up with Zaha and Benteke, whoever's on top, or Edouard actually. But I don't know, Leicester. It's weird because I feel like this could be their bounce back game, but then when are they going to bounce back? Because they lost in the Europa League, so it's like, are they going to continue this bad form, or will they actually step up? Is Harvey Barnes fit? I don't know if he's fit.
I think he is.
If he's fit, I'm going for 2-1 Leicester. 2-1 Leicester. Yeah, this is a bad backfire.
You know what? I'm going to stick with it. 2-1 Palace.
Same. It might be wishful thinking, but yes, 2-1 Palace.
Alright, that's it. Trentino Palace.
Okay, at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, Tottenham coming off of 3 losses. Facing Villa's coming for 2 wins.
That is a clear 2-0 Tottenham win. I believe
Who's gone? Who's gone?
Tottenham Hotspur Stadium.
Damn it. That's not fair on Villa. They're hit on Trafford now going to Tottenham. But it doesn't mean nothing on Villa because Villa.
They've got a week, man. Tottenham
yeah, I forgot that. Yeah, but then FC moron. But 1-0 Villa. Danny Ings.
He hasn't scored in a while, has he?
Exactly.
He's got some assists though. I do need him to score though because I need the points in fantasy. I'm gonna go 3-2 Tottenham.
Oh,
I think they might leave it late.
Can score 3 goals. I thought.
Actually, no, wait. Harry's got confidence.
Actually,
I think maybe during the week. I know it's just more from Slovenia, but at the same time, we might.
You need something to get you supercharged. Yeah. And 5 goals against morons. They're going to play Villa, so it's fine.
Actually, you know what? This is what Emi Martinez. Hold on, Emi Martinez. Harry Kane hat-trick, 3-0. Let me check him out. I just realised he celebrated for no reason for the strip for them. Get out of here. He didn't even say a penalty. 3-0. You can only celebrate if you save the penalty. You can't celebrate when you got nowhere near it.
I'm surprised that the West Ham Brentford game was on TV. Because that seems like a really good game.
Which game? Tottenham Villa?
No, West Ham Brentford at 2 on Sunday.
It's not on TV.
It's not. Palace Leicester's on TV.
Yeah, Palace Leicester would be better.
There's 3 games at the same time.
Yeah, on Sunday. Because there's a big 4:30 kickoff that I don't want anyone to miss.
Yeah, we'll get onto that one. But with West Ham Brentford, West Ham win. 2-0 West Ham.
I'm gonna go 3-1 West Ham.
I think it's a game West Ham should win, as was the Palace match earlier this season.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna go 2-1 Brentford.
I'm going to go 2-1 Brentford.
That's a lie. I'm going 2-2. I'm just thinking about it.
It's a game West Ham should win, as was the Palace match earlier this season, but they didn't play up to the way they were supposed to play. And I think it's going to show, and they won't win. I think they'll lose to Brentford. Because Brentford are dangerous if you don't want to properly play. We saw that last week. We saw it with Palace against West Ham. When Palace attacked, Conor Gallagher scored 2 goals and West Ham couldn't win the game.
Yeah, they collapsed really.
And Raya is a really good goalkeeper.
Yeah, top keeper. He's top. But I think West Ham, they will continue their winning ways 2-0. Is when you went for again, was that?
2-1.
You went 2-1. I went 2-2.
2-2. Ain't no damn way Brentford scoring 2 goals.
They scored 3 against us.
But remember, this is you have to apply no Trent tax. Was Trent playing? He wasn't playing, right?
He was.
What? Trent was playing?
Yeah.
Pretty sure got injured in that match, but I genuinely don't know what's wrong with Trent.
Got a muscle problem.
That's mad. Okay, let me not stress Brentford. I'm going for 2-1 instead. Ivan Toney.
Big game. Big game of the weekend. Liverpool at home to Man City.
This is actually hard to call than all the years before, you know, because it's like, wait a minute, because Liverpool they were doing very well, and then I don't know where Brentford came in. So you thought, wait a minute,
don't worry, that was the right kick up the arse for us.
But then James Milner's up against Jack Grealish, and I'm not too...
Exactly, and James Milner is 100% winning that battle.
I think he will do all right against Jack Grealish. I think it will be Raheem Sterling who might get control because of the pace.
Yeah, then we'll just swap on Gomez and get Sterling red carded. It's fine.
Raheem Sterling. Yeah, I don't remember Raheem Sterling ever get sent off.
No, but you tried to fight Gomez, remember?
Yeah, that was in the training ground bust up. They're good friends now. But
no, it was Anfield as well.
That's where it came from, because when the lot won.
Yeah, because it started then and then it went to international break.
Yeah. So I truly believe that this is going to be the Klopp show. 2-0 Liverpool. Klopp show. Because Brentford had a feeling. Someone's still telling me Liverpool are going to be complacent in this game. I think they might take Brentford less serious, and they've got the Champions League thing to focus on. But this one, I just feel like Liverpool have got this mentality, especially on Anfield. If it was at Etihad, I'm going for the City win. Damn straight, I'm going for City win. But Anfield is the Anfield juice.
Yeah, because City do better with no crowds, and obviously there's no one
exactly
for the game. But at Anfield, everyone does that.
They beat you Anfield, but that's when they had a crowd. No crowd there.
Yeah.
Alisson won't be stupid. You'll think. But a no Trent is kind of problem because you always beat them with Trent, not without. But then Robertson, but he's not been great this season either.
Don't worry.
It's okay. It's a big match. You'll step up.
I'm kind of hoping Tsimikas will be there. Yeah. Just because
Tsimikas is not scaring anybody. James Milner and Tsimikas pairing, I'm not worried. If I was a City fan. What are you going to play?
Well, you should be worried because Tsimikas is a don, bro. He's got more assists than Shaw and Robertson combined. Hold that.
I mean, Robertson's got 0. How much Robertson got 1?
He has major commit. He's Robertson light. Just Greek. And with tattoos. But I love him.
This game's actually interesting, man. Because if Fabinho fit, he's fit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But City have a little problem with left back themselves. But they play Cancelo.
Yeah, but we got Salah.
Who's the... My problem is with City. That's why I put Liverpool win, because who was City play up top? Is it Sterling? Is it Ferran Torres? Is it Jesus? They don't keep changing.
I think probably Sterling.
But I don't know if Sterling can't play up against Van Dijk. It's not going to work. But left wing up against James Milner, who's old as hell. Raheem Sterling can give him a hard time.
Excuse me, James Milner is incredibly fast still.
Sterling is rapid. We've seen him in Europe where he just burst.
Milner is even more rapid. Watch. Put them in a 100-meter race here. I'll put all my money on James Milner. I don't care.
I don't tell you right now, James Milner.
I'll give you I'll put a Ribena ball at the end. Yeah, James Milner is winning. He's piping.
Imagine
I'll put him against the only person I would back against James Milner. Actually, two: Mbappe and Haaland. Everyone else, I back.
Do you know we're talking about Milner starting at right back? we think is going to be between Milner and Gomez. Watch it puts Nico Williams up against Messi.
No.
Williams.
Look, yeah, the second choice is Gomez. If we have Nico Williams, I won't watch.
Okay,
Nico Williams.
Okay, what's your prediction?
He said 2-0 Liverpool.
Where are you going?
You just mentioned Nico Williams. So if Nico Williams plays, can we put Nico Williams tax?
Yeah, of course.
3 points for us.
So if this is my thing. So if Nico Williams starts, my scoreline switches to the other side. 4-0 City. if James Milner starts,
don't worry. I'm telling you, if the other right back, if Milner's not playing, will be Joe Gomez. If Nico Williams is starting, then there are other.
I'm still kind of worried. Not defensively, but offensively, he ain't offering nothing.
That's fine. We don't need him. We've got Henderson for that. He's our new right winger.
I mean, yeah. But Mohamed Salah's going to be starving, and without Mohamed Salah, I just feel like he's got to be no link up playing right side. So
he links up by himself anyway.
I really want Curtis Jones to play.
You think Curtis Jones will play?
I think Curtis Jones needs to play this game. Curtis Jones has been in really good form recently. I don't think slapping Keita in when he's just come off an injury is a good idea, because we saw it in the Madrid game. Keita just came back and he decided, okay, I'm going to play Naby in midfield. It didn't work out because he got subbed off in like half an hour or something, or just before half time.
Yeah, I think Naby will be good to bring on.
Yeah, Curtis Jones needs to play this game.
This game is so interesting. Oh, sorry.
I don't know who's going to play up front, Jota or Firmino. Because Firmino just scored 2 goals.
If he starts Firmino and brings Jota off the bench, that's a good idea.
I think he should start Firmino. I think this is a game where he always turns up. Well, he doesn't really score, but he always has a good performance.
He does.
If he does start, he needs to have a good game.
It's when there's no strength.
You see him lose the ball.
Man. He needs to stop with these stupid little. You know what I hate about our team, yeah? They always do this thing where they get a bit confident, yeah, and they start playing 1-2 flicks. And it pisses me off. And the main propagator of that is Firmino. He always does this when he thinks people are on his wavelength to try play like favela football. It's not favela football, bro. If he does flicks, yeah, I'm gonna fling my remote at my TV. I'm not doing
it. They act like they try to get too creative with it when it would just work if we just put the ball in and stop being creative. Just get the ball in the box and score goals.
No trend means Firmino has to play, in my opinion. You need some creativity. You can't have Jota who's going to start running behind. Mane runs behind. And Salah does more. Salah's more creative than both of them, but he's also another running behind merchant. So you can't have all 3 of them playing together without no trend. Who's up in the end? James Milner? Like, no one's confident.
James Milner has got more Champions League assists than Messi and Ronaldo in the last 4 years. Miss me with that. This
is a different level. Man City are different.
He can't whip a corner in, but he can cross.
That's why I play Firmino. Firmino, he'll drop deep, and then Mane Salah will be more. He'll draw Ruben Diaz in and maybe get more space.
I think it'll be interesting because if City try to press us, unlike Chelsea, you've actually got 3. If we play Salah and Mane, for instance, Van Dijk can just switch it, and it will relieve all pressure. And we've got 2 players that can get to the ball in Salah and Mane. Whereas with Chelsea, they didn't really have an out ball. So I think even if City tried to press us, and the thing is, City played very high risk they left all that space behind to try and counter and like help their press. So you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna go brave. 3-1 Liverpool. I have to go brave.
Do you know what? That would be crazy if Harris, because we will not know who. Like City had a great win against Chelsea, and then Liverpool smacked them up. Imagine that. That's just weird. You can't even call who will win it. Or I can tell you for a fact it won't be that 4th place team, or potentially 5th, but 4th place team United. It won't be them. It'll be 3rd, 2nd.
You're not 4th. You're 5th apparently.
Well, in my opinion, I think we'll finish 5th, but you don't think we're going to finish 4th.
Come on, Desmond. It's your turn.
I just believe.
I was originally going 1-1, but then I'm going for it. I think we'll win 2-1.
You have to say that because obviously it's going to be a 0-0 draw.
That'd be so crap, wouldn't it?
I would feel so bad about myself.
We need to gauge who really is in this tower, or who will be the favourite. There's no favourites right now.
Brighton.
I mean, they almost lost Palace. They were lucky with that.
I need Salah to like really destroy City.
Yeah, I've been hearing people say that Salah has a balloon touch, dog shit football take. Yeah. Second of all, that Salah shouldn't be in the conversation for one of the best players in the world.
Why not?
Top 5 player right now, and he's playing in the best league.
He's got 8 goals this season as well.
Exactly, he needs to. And if his striking partners could actually finish, he'd have like 20 assists already. He'd have broken Henry's record. I'm telling you right now.
Yeah, Mason Greenwood or Son plays like that.
Yeah. We need a big game performance to silence all these people saying right now he's not the best player in the league, because right now he is.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely, he's the best player in the Premier League right now. Someone kept mentioning Phil Foden. I'm like, this is getting outrageous now. You know me, I'm a big Foden fan. But someone said the best footballer in the league is Foden. I'm like, God.
Miss me with that shit. That AirPod head. What's he doing?
We saw the Euros, guys. He was terrible, man.
Bro, that's like saying the best Portuguese in the league is Ronaldo. Obviously, it's Diogo Jota.
Because we're talking about that guy who's got the worst dribbling ever.
You know what?
Ronaldo. Yeah, I agree.
Look at some of his dribbling. He's class.
Jota.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, for you, maybe. When I saw that Portugal game, for Portugal, he couldn't pass the ball. He got no passing ability.
Yeah, but even look, yeah.
That's what you think. Firmino has to play.
It's that coach tax. I don't know his name. The shit one. Exactly. Santos tax.
But that's why I'm saying Jota can't pass the ball, so that you have to play Firmino, especially when there's no Trent. There's no damn way of playing Jota for free, surely. With James, I think you might struggle if it happens, you know. You need that Firmino, that the guy who the ball comes to him, touch, bang, and he sees Mane or Salah.
Yeah, I think it's time to get the band back together. Drop shots to the bench.
Yeah, this is the last dance, man. This is
the last dance for free.
With these three, anyway.
You've got to do it, man. It's got to happen. For me, he's only like 28, 29. He's not that old.
Jota's also the youngest of the three, which is mad to say.
Yeah.
He's the worst of the three.
But I think I have confidence in Firmino, and I have confidence. I believe he'll have a good performance.
That's if he starts though. If he comes off the bench, then who knows?
Yeah, I don't want him to come off. I actually want him to start, just because I think Jota is still a threat. Because all the time what happens is we blitz them in the first 20, 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And then after that, we just sit back. And if we haven't got any insurance goals by then Firmino coming on is useless. Whereas if Jota comes on, you still got that threat in behind still. And he can make something out of nothing.
And Jota
he's definitely
last season
going to beat Diaz to a header and score. I'm telling you right now.
Jota last season was brilliant coming off the bench as well. He was our super sub for a few games.
And I think this type of game, you probably need it like something like that. You don't want to just have all your pace players starting. You want to have one pace player off the bench and let Firmino do what maybe Trent would do, is
you know what? Yeah, we might need to bring on Ox. He needs to roll back the years. Roll them back to 2017.
Oh, really? I want to see him banging a 40-yard screamer again.
I just, you know what? Yeah, if he just keeps on trying that, I don't care. One of the times
come off. It's like the old Aspas line. Give him 100 shots, I guarantee you score one.
You know what? He gave me one of the worst corners of my life. So let's not bring up Iago Aspas.
Iago Aspas. Oh my days.
He's good now. He's good at Celta Vigo.
Yeah.
But what he done to me on that fateful day hurt me for the rest of my life.
Yeah, I think that's the end of the episode.
We've gone off the boil.
This week in football.
How can we end the show with Iago Aspas?
We'll be back next week. Hopefully we'll get the debate episode up again.
Yeah, we'll record that sometime soon, don't worry.
There was some technical issues with the last episode and the Spotify. I'm trying, the other last episode I uploaded to Spotify, our review for the weekend. But it's on YouTube, so that's okay. That's always a backup. But I'll try to get around that.
Leave comments. We reply to every comment.
Coming up, it's a very big October for us. The NBA is coming back. We've got our NFL coming up. We have to do because week 4 is coming up now. We have the T20 World Cup coming up as well. We might do a baseball playoff video.
That's if we'll do if the Giants are in the World Series, we'll do a video on them.
Definitely.
But if they're not, then we won't.
No, we'll just call it because they'll most likely be the Dodgers.
You really ruined me.
Thank you everyone so much for watching. Let's hope for a very big October.
Yeah, let's start that with a bang, Liverpool. Come on, let's go.
Let's go. All right. Thank you everyone.
Peace.
Peace.